Like many other men, I've been interested in increasing my testosterone naturally. So I looked into the most popular supplements, including vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, and ashwagandha KSM 66. Over the course of a month, I supplemented every single day with each of these supplements to see if I would have an increase in my overall testosterone. But before we get into it, let me just start by saying, of course, I'm not a licensed physician. I'm not a doctor. I got a PhD if you know what I'm saying, but that's about it. So make sure you consult with your primary provider and make sure that you're able to take these supplements if you're interested before you go ahead and start purchasing them and taking them on your own. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video, and I'll break down each of the supplements I took and if they did increase my overall testosterone. I had blood work done earlier this year and my vitamin D was low. I was basically not deficient, but I was under the normal range. I didn't really think too much about it until I looked into the supplements that would increase testosterone. And when I learned that vitamin D is one of the building blocks of testosterone, one of the main reasons that production happens, I took it more serious and I began supplementing every day. I had not taken a zinc or magnesium test, but I did take a testosterone test. And at the time, it was one of my lowest levels I'd ever had. So of course, I was pretty unhappy with that and I wanted to do something to change that. At the start of this test, I had been in a calorie deficit for about 5 months, so make sure you keep that in mind, as that does have an effect on your overall hormone levels. During this time, I paid attention to my mood, libido, overall drive, and energy as a whole. Starting off with vitamin D, my doctor did specifically recommend that I take this because, again, my levels were lower. Vitamin D actually behaves more like a hormone than a typical vitamin, and low vitamin D levels are often linked with low testosterone, low overall energy levels, and mood. Next up, the possibly most controversial supplement that I took during this time was ashwagandha KSM 66. The reason that I took KSM 66, it is the most refined and most researched version of ashwagandha supplement that you can take. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen and it helps the body deal with stress. High stress raises cortisol. Cortisol lowers testosterone. When I took ashwagandha, I felt overall calmer. I did have less anxiety and better focus overall, but the drawback I had was in the morning when I took it, I did feel pretty out of it for a few hours. I didn't have any kind of the symptoms that people say are a drawback, like feeling completely numb or emotionless. Nothing like that happened to me, so I had an overall good experience with it. Currently, I'm cycling off, as studies do recommend doing, so I'm not on it at this time, but I will be probably supplementing again soon. Next up, I took zinc. Zinc plays a huge role in hormone production and immune function. When zinc is low, men experience low testosterone, lower recovery, lower libido. So again, of course, I started taking a supplement that has been well documented and tested to not only increase testosterone and help make sure there's no deficiency there, but also to help with stress and anxiety as well, which I do deal with. Lastly, I took magnesium. Magnesium helps with overall recovery, sleep, and nervous system relaxation. Better sleep normally equals overall better hormone levels altogether, so of course this was another one that I paired with the rest of my supplements. I did also take melatonin at night, and that's something you can look into if you'd like to help with getting better sleep as well. So, after a month of taking these supplements every single day to see if they would have an increase on my overall testosterone level and increase that vitamin D level that was low, here are my results. Magnesium was 2.1 milligrams per deciliter. As I said, hadn't had this tested before, but it was at a good level, so I was happy about that. Zinc was at 631 micrograms per deciliter, and this is in a great range, so of course it seemed like the supplementing did help with that. Vitamin D was at 44 milligrams per deciliter, an increase from 29.3, which was at that lower level, so I was really happy to see this. Obviously, the vitamin D supplement did work. And lastly, the big reveal, my testosterone test that I was hoping would increase did rise to 570, which was a 100-point increase from my previous test earlier in the year. I was very happy about that, of course. I did notice that the overall free test was lower, but I read that that's kind of natural, especially during a cut. I was really happy with these results though, and I expect that my test will probably be closer to 700-800 even when I'm not in a caloric deficit. As I said, I was in a 5-month caloric deficit at the time of doing my blood work and doing this test. But overall, I was very happy with the results, and obviously you can see from me, these supplements do in fact increase your testosterone. Having low vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, all these things can lead to erectile dysfunction and different issues like low libido and sex drive. So if you're a man that cares about those things, I would seriously consider this. Again, go to your doctor, go ahead and get blood work done and see where your levels are at. See if you're low in vitamin D. I actually had a friend who just did a blood work and he had low vitamin D, and I said he probably would. So he's looking into doing some vitamin D supplementation as well to see if it'll increase his overall test. So I recommend that you do it. Every man should. If you're curious to try this out for yourself, I will leave links in the description to all of the different supplements that I tried during this test. But again, if you don't take anything from this video, if you don't buy a single supplement, what you should be doing is getting adequate rest, getting good sleep, working out hard, eating healthy, making sure you're hydrated, not smoking, not constantly drinking. All those things are what's really going to increase your testosterone the most. But if you do want to supplement and kind of go the extra mile, you can try these things out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer them. I'll make some more videos in the future covering more things like eggs and food items that can increase your testosterone as well, because I've done that during this test at the same time. And if you like the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe for more videos like this. I'll see you guys next time.